I spent 10 wonderful days sailing in the Caribbean on the beautiful Celebrity Silhouette, and this class of ship is now most definitely my favourite out of all the ships I've sailed on, and I'd love to show you why that is. In this video we're going to go all over the ship for a full tour, but I'll also give you my honest thoughts and opinions. I'm not a travel agent or a YouTube celebrity. I paid for this cruise with my own money. My name is Scott and welcome to my channel, Let's All Cruise. Let's start by taking the midship elevators in the spectacular open atrium, which goes all the way from deck 3 up to deck 15. I love how light and airy it feels in here. It's a fantastic feature and one of the reasons I love the Celebrity Silhouette and the Solstice Class. We'll take a closer look later at some of the indoor public spaces like the library here, but for now let's head to the back of deck 15 at the Sunset Bar. Sunset Bar is at the aft of the ship with spectacular wake views. It stretches over 2 decks, and downstairs is the Oceanview Cafe, and we'll take a look at that later. Up here in deck 15 there are sitting areas on both sides. One of them is designated as a smoking area and the other is non-smoking. Here we have one of the unique attractions that Silhouette and the Solstice Class offers, the Lawn Club. To my knowledge, these are the only ships that grow railgrass. This is a multifunction area, so you'll see people playing games like cornhole here, but you can also rent a cabana for the day, and there's a big screen too, which shows movies or sports. We rented a cabana, or alcove, and enjoyed it so much we did it again on a different day of the cruise. You can sit up to 4 or 5 people here comfortably, and the cost of the cabana includes a bottle of sparkling wine or a bucket of beer, plus still and sparkling water. As well as that, fruit and cheese plates are included, and if you want to get something like a burger, hot dog or fries from the Mass Grill, the Lawn Club attendants will bring those to you. Cabanas are $249 on a sea day and $99 on a port day, so we skipped a couple of ports we'd seen before and had no big desire to go back to. It was just lovely relaxing here for the day. One of the other great things about the Silhouette is they have the Lawn Club Grill, which is a specialty restaurant, usually open for dinner, and is well worth it. As well as awesome sunset views, the food is grilled up here on the top deck and is delicious. Some of the other Solstice Class ships have a glass-blowing studio here instead. Well, I know which I prefer. If you sail in Silhouette, definitely try eating here. There's also another specialty restaurant here, the Porch. That's a seafood restaurant open for lunch and dinner, serving specialties like tuna tartare and ceviche, or entrees like lobster roll and steamed mussels. Don't worry if seafood isn't your thing, they also have a couple of other options like the Porch Burger. Well, let's head forward to midships and I'll give you a few facts about the ship as we walk. Celebrity Silhouette's maiden voyage was in 2011, but along with the Celebrity Equinox, she got a major refurbishment just before COVID hit. The upgrades were unfortunately cancelled for the other Solstice Class ships as the cruise industry shut down. But recently, Celebrity announced that Solstice will see some updates in 2026, and I really hope that Reflection and Eclipse will also get those in due course. We're here in deck 14 looking down at the pool deck on 12. That's right, there's no deck 13 on this ship. There's 2 outdoor pools here and 4 hot tubs. On the other side, we've got the pool bar down on 12 and the mast bar above it on deck 14. There's also the mast grill, which is open during the daytime, serving hot dogs, burgers and fries, and that's included in your cruise fare. You can also get complimentary water, iced tea, fruit juice and lemonade from the dispenser here. Heading towards the bow, you'll find the stairs leading up to the retreat sun deck. It's actually spread over 2 decks, 15 and 16. The space is reserved for those traveling in the Retreat Celebrity Suite class. If you are, but you also have family or friends traveling in other stateroom categories, you can buy them a Retreat Privilege Pass so they get the benefits of the retreat. I've actually done that on a cruise, so if you want more information about it, check out my blog, letsallcruise.com. Directly under the sun deck is the Indoors Sky Lounge. This is open to everyone and is Celebrity's answer to the Crow's Nest or Observation Lounge on some other cruise ships. It's right at the front of the ship and is a multifunction space popular during the daytime for quizzes and events and at night for music and dancing. Of course there's also a bar, but it generally doesn't open until mid-afternoon on a port day, though it does open in the morning on a sea day. Right at the front they have these fabulously comfortable rocking chairs and it's a beautiful space to come and sit down, perhaps read a book, enjoy a cocktail and take in the view on a sea day like this one. Heavenly. Down on deck 12, underneath the Sky Lounge, we've got the spa, along with the hair salon and the barber. The spa on board Celebrity offers over 120 different types of treatments, including various types of massages. But the reason I come to the spa is for the Persian Garden. I love visiting a thermal suite on a ship, and the Solstice Class has a really beautiful one. What makes it special is that it's on the side of the ship, so you have these beautiful panoramic views while you relax here. Today we're in St. Lucia, one of my favourite islands because of how pretty it is and the friendly people. I love reclining in one of the hot beds. These things are surprisingly comfortable and relaxing, perfect to unwind after a day's sightseeing. There's also an aromatic suite here, and separately on the other side there's a steam room. Access to the Persian Garden is included if you're in Aqua Class, but other guests can purchase a pass either for the day or by the cruise if there's availability. Right next to the spa we have the fitness centre, available to all guests at no cost. There's plenty of machines including treadmills, ellipticals, Peloton exercise bikes and weight machines. There's also fitness classes available for a small fee, or in Aqua Class you'll get a certain number of these included based on the length of your cruise. Outside in front of the fitness centre is a wonderful deck area that's very private and has fantastic sea views. We're basically 2 decks up from the bridge here at this point on the ship. Heading back inside, we reach the Solarium, an adults-only indoor pool area, and another reason why I love this class of ship. I find the outdoor pool area way too hot when sailing in the Caribbean, but the Solarium is climate controlled and it's also a quieter space. Where the main pool often has a live band or a DJ, the Solarium is more peaceful. There's a good sized pool and also a couple of hot tubs, again with those beautiful views of St. Lucia. I even found a couple of the rocking chairs here in the Solarium. More of these please, they're great. In the corner of the Solarium is the Spa Cafe, serving healthy food that's available for breakfast and is also open for salads and lighter bites at lunchtime. And there is a complimentary beverage station too for coffee, tea, water and fruit juices. Back outside here on deck 12 is another look at the main pool area, this time at night. Such a beautiful ship, and I think this pool deck is very well designed as there's lots of shade at the sides. Heading aft, if we climb a flight of stairs, we reach the Oceanview Cafe, Celebrity's complimentary buffet. That's another reason why I love Celebrity cruises, because they have one of the best buffets at sea, and this one is no exception. While it's not open 24 hours, it's open for most of the day and evening up until 1 AM, and certain selections like pizza, pasta, and ice cream have extended hours. Rather than show you all the food here in the video, I took hundreds of photos of all the food at breakfast, lunch and dinner and uploaded them to my website. There's also bar service here too, as well as another espresso coffee bar. These drinks cost extra, but there's complimentary tea, coffee and juices available 24/7. If you head outside in the back of deck 14, you will find a seating area, both shaded and in the sun, where you can enjoy the wake view. We're at the halfway point of the tour, so if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. It's totally free, and I do this as a hobby. It's a lot of work, so a like or a subscribe means a lot. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment, I will reply. Well, before we head downstairs, let me show you a couple of cool spots. On deck 10, there's a library, and it's a lovely space to hang out, and you can see how much natural light comes in from above. Underneath on deck 8 and 9 is the hideaway. Between them, these 2 spaces are open to all and the perfect spot for some peace and quiet. Read a book, do a puzzle, take a nap. The choice is yours. The atrium reaches all the way down to deck 3, and it's a feature that just doesn't exist on newer ships, as it's more profitable to squeeze in more staterooms. But I think that's a shame. At the bottom of the atrium is deck 3, where you'll find the shore excursions office, guest services, and the passport bar. It's also another space where events can happen during the day, like this one with an inflatable curling rink. This was a Caribbean cruise in the winter, so of course there were a lot of Canadians on board. At the aft of decks 3 and 4 is the main dining room, which is included in the cost of your cruise fare. There's a choice of early, late, or anytime dining options. We had some great food here with friendly and professional service from the Celebrity crew. If you want to see menus and more pictures of the food, go to my blog. Leaving the dining room, heading back to midships, we find Celebrity's legendary Martini bar, which is in every ship in their fleet. This is a place where you'll find great cocktails and some flashy shows from the barman. It's a popular spot, especially in the evening, but it does open early in sea days, and it's quite a treat to come here and sit at the frozen bar top, enjoy a cocktail, and chat with your fellow passengers. We sailed over Valentine's Day and the ship put on a special celebration, including a recommitment ceremony hosted by our captain, the master of the ship, Nigel Smith. It was a really fun event and everybody seemed to be having a great time enjoying the dancing, including my parents. On the other side of Deck 4, there's Craft Social. Is this a sports bar or a gastropub? Perhaps a mix of both. You'll find comfort food on offer for an additional cost, as well as a selection of over 40 beers. But there's also cocktails to choose from and wine available by the glass or by the bottle. Staying on Deck 4 but leaving the atrium and heading forward brings you to the celebrity shops. These are open every evening after leaving port. On sea days, they'll also be open the whole day. Here you can buy clothes, accessories, duty-free, and some of the basic essentials. There's also the celebrity logo shop selling Silhouette branded souvenirs, t-shirts, caps, and more. I like the way they've laid out the shops here, and again, this ship feels light and airy with a sense of openness. Directly opposite the shopping arcade is the casino, open when you're not in port, and like every other casino on board Celebrity, it's smoke-free. There's a mix of table games as well as lots of slots. Quasar is a nightclub, but when I walked past, they were having a silent disco. Just before we get to the main theatre, this is Celebrity Central, a smaller multi-purpose venue. This is used for movies or lectures during the day, as well as bingo and game shows like Deal or No Deal. At the forward end of decks 3, 4 and 5 is the Celebrity Theatre. This is a space that can be used for enrichment talks in the daytime. We had a marine biologist on board who lectured on sharks, dolphins and squid. And our captain also gave a very interesting talk about navigation on board. At nights you'll find production shows, comedians or even an Elton John tribute act. I've seen Elton a few times for real, and Craig is fantastic. If you get a chance to see this show, definitely go along. If you exit the theatre on the upper level, you'll find yourself in Deck 5, where there's more shops. Here you can buy cosmetics, jewellery, watches, and used luxury leather goods from brands like Louis Vuitton and others. There's also the art gallery. Celebrity Silhouette is only one of 5 Solstice Class ships, but at this point only Silhouette and Equinox have been refurbished. Silhouette holds 2,850 passengers, and I think that's just perfect. It's big enough that they offer plenty of amenities for guests, but not overwhelming in terms of size. Just before we get back to the atrium is the world-class bar, serving premium cocktails with top-shelf liquor. It's a popular spot to hang out in the evening before or after a show. It's not quite as closed-in as it appears, as it overlooks the shopping arcade below. Let's get back to the atrium on Deck 5. Deck 5 is where you'll find the Promenade deck, and we will take a look at that in a little bit. But first, let's look at the main atrium from the opposite direction to earlier. You have to admit, it's a really good looking ship. One of the most popular venues on board is Cafe Al Baccio. It's where you can get espresso-based coffees for an additional charge, and who knows, you might get a friendly smile and a wave as well. While the drinks are chargeable, the snacks and patisseries on offer here are included. Cafe Al Baccio is open from early morning till late at night, and the food selection varies according to the time of day. Cafe Al Baccio is a really nice spot to hang out in during the day, especially while at sea. And if you fancy something a bit stronger, they also serve cocktails here too. Next door, there's really good gelato available, and the selection does rotate. Unlike the ice cream in the buffet, gelato here is charged by the scoop. On the other side of the ship, there's Sushi on 5, which is a specialty restaurant. Used to be charged a la carte, but it seems like they now charge $30 for lunch and $45 for dinner. I haven't eaten here, so if you have, let me know what you think in the comments. Heading aft on Deck 5, we get to the Ensemble Lounge, a classy bar with live music. It's very popular before dinner, and that's where we're going to next. Welcome to Murano, a specialty restaurant that serves classic French cuisine with a contemporary twist. Celebrity described this as nouvelle cuisine with old world charm. This is absolutely one of the best meals I've ever had, either on land or sea, and the service from all the staff here was excellent. But I especially want to give a shout out to our waiter, Mansour, who was amazing. What about the food? Well, it was amazing as well, and this was my herb-crusted rack of lamb. One of the nice touches is how some of the dishes are prepared tableside while you watch. This is crepe ballon rouge that my mum had, and she tells me it was as good to eat as it looked whilst it was being cooked. I had the souffle and it was heavenly. Everything here was exceptionally good, so it really was a meal to remember. We capped it off with cheese from the cart and petit four with coffee at the end. I have pictures of every single dish we ate at our table of 4 at my blog if you want to check it out. Murano is well worth it, but you have to book early because it's not a secret and it's a must-do experience for your voyage. Leaving Murano and continuing aft, we reach 3 more restaurants. 2 of them are extra charge, but the first one, Blue, is reserved exclusively for guests traveling in Aqua Class. This is one of the main reasons I like to travel in Aqua Class because the food and the service is just that little bit better than in the main dining room. When you're seated, you'll be presented with this bread basket, and gluten-free bread is also available on request. I'll show you a starter, entree, and dessert, and this dessert was a special they did for Valentine's Day. Next to Blue is Tuscan Grill, which is best described as an Italian steakhouse, and of course it does cost extra. When Celebrity Solstice is refurbished, this will actually be replaced by Fine Cut Steakhouse, so Tuscan Grill's days may be numbered. Finally, there's Cuisine, which hosts a unique dining experience, Le Petit Chef. As your dishes are prepared and presented to you, you'll experience an animated tabletop. It's the sort of thing you really have to try it to see what it's like. Have you? What did you think? Let us know in the comments below. After dinner, I love heading out onto the promenade deck and experiencing the warm breeze of the Caribbean Sea at night, and I'd like to imagine for a minute what it would have been like travelling in an ocean liner back in the day. The promenade deck only goes up and down on each side, not all the way around the ship, but it's still a very pleasant place to be, and there's seating dotted around. This was video I took on a memorable evening sailing down the west side of St. Lucia past the Pitons. Catching a glimpse of Silhouette from Grenada on our way back to the ship felt like going home. Silhouette is a great ship, not just a beautiful design with really cool features like the lawn club and 2 beautiful pools, but it's also got great staff and you're going to get looked after really well. So, it was with some trepidation I booked a cruise on a celebrity ship from a previous era. If you want to see what I thought of the Celebrity Summit after its massive head-to-toe refurbishment, check out this video. Please do hit the like and subscribe button before you go, and thank you again for watching. My name is Scott, and this is my channel, Let's All Cruise.